I'm Megan Wilson-Boss, and I have Taylor Carroll riding for me today on Wilson. And just for a little background on both of them, Taylor has predominantly ridden hunters, right? Awesome, which is perfect for our little Wilson today. Wilson is a 15-year-old thoroughbred. And a little background on him, he's awesome. He did a lot of the hunters before coming here. His biggest issue is really keeping a good stride. He'll open up and he'll come back, but just trying to find the happy medium in between there is the biggest issue. So following with that thought, today we are going to be working on really getting a lengthened step and then condensing that step so we can add and get the real step in the line. With that being said, we've already done a safety check of the arena, so you can see the gate down there is closed. We have the side gate here closed, and we have the far gate down there closed. As well, there are no cups laying on the ground. All the pins are facing the opposite way of the way the lines ride. The lines are set at a 60, which is a true 4. Also, Wilson is fit and happy today. He has a well-fitted bridle and saddle and polos. Our rider has on half chaps, boots, and an approved helmet, as well as gloves. We did a warm-up previous to the video. The warm-up was great, but we had a bit of an issue after the line. Mr. Wilson here spooked at a horse or a gust of wind or whatever it may have been. So that's something a little added that we're going to have to work through, a little more of a struggle, but it's okay because we have a fantastic rider who's going to work through it. All right, awesome. So whenever you're ready, we'll go out on the rail and just average walk. So our goals today are really to create a super confident ride for Wilson. We want to check all the boxes. And what I mean by that is that you want to establish a pace and keep it. You don't want there to be a question for him of what you need. And then the second box we want to check, if things aren't necessarily going the way that we want, is what is my position doing to affect this? Am I super balanced around him? Am I low my points of contact? Do I have a super elastic elbow? So throughout the lesson, we'll kind of remind ourselves on that. He looks really good, considering that we had a little bit of issue previous. So we'll keep letting him move out a little bit. And as we stated before, we're going to enforce it at the walk as well. We're going to let him move up to a little more of a freer walk here, down the long sides, and then condense the walk, condense the step in the short ends. Good. What are you doing to get that done?
Just sinking down and stretching and trying to get him to relax and walk a little bit.
Fantastic. I don't know if everyone could hear, but she said that she's sinking down in her points of contact, which is what you always want to encourage them to do first and resorting to hands. The hands are there if you need them, but you always want to be as kind and considerate and ask first before you have to be a little more aggressive. So good. Whenever you're ready, we can change direction. You're being super giving in your elbow, which I really like to see, which is okay. It's giving us a little more of a different lesson plan, but that's all right. We'll go with it. Which is good for you, because you get to really focus on you as a rider and how stable you are. So again, we'll think about moving him up for a few strides, bringing him back for a few strides. And what you really want to think about when you're shortening this step, you don't want to just drop them and lose all forward momentum. You want to make sure that you have the power driving from behind, but you just shorten the step and you keep all the energy within a tight package. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome. Really good. So whenever you're ready, I think And then when we get to the far end, we're gonna shorten the step. Good with your upper body and elbow. Sinking down. Good. And when you come out of the corner, let him move up. That's nothing drastic. Good. Moving up into the contact. And you're keeping a really soft elbow, which is great, because you don't want him to feel like when he moves up, he hits a wall. That are your hands. So you're really following. Go ahead and do a circle down here and shorten the step, condensing. Just sometimes Wilson's not his greatest thing. He's a little harder ability. He likes to just break down to a lower gait. Good. And then we'll move him up down the long side. Really creating a super great quality trot. Moving him up. Even more. Fantastic. Good job, Taylor. And then you can change direction. Good. He just lost his foot. Okay, good. A little shorten in this end. You came back a little more than expected, right? Good. Let him move up. He's got a great shot in there. Not always the most comfortable, but it's great. That's beautiful, Taylor. And let him come back to you. Back up into your position. Fantastic. And let him walk. What did you feel there?
I feel like he responded to my weight sinking aids.
Yeah. I thought, I didn't necessarily expect him to be as good and responsive. I thought that with his little spook trip here, he dealt with that really well. Because I know you're already a little more defensive because of the issues that we had previously. I thought you did a fantastic job of keeping a really elastic elbow and not getting defensive, which is where I was worried it might go. So whenever you're ready, we're going to get on the rail and we're going to do the canter. Work at the canter. We're going to do the same thing, moving up, shortening. We're really going to apply that to our jumping is what we want to focus on. Creating a really great quality of the gaits. Up a little bit, seeing what you have. Good job, Taylor. And letting him come back and being super careful that he doesn't break on you. There we go. It's okay. Creating a bigger step, moving forward. Awesome. And then go ahead and take a circle down here to really create the backup. Good. You supported that with your leg, and you got more of a condensed step, even though we had the little break again. So that's okay. We'll move forward. Good job. That's it. And then really support the back up with the leg, being elastic in your elbow, catching it. Good job. Moving up. Awesome. Catching the back up, supporting with the leg. Awesome. And let him walk. You better move up or come back for whatever you see. He is being a little up, so you want to be conscious of that. 1, 2, and 1. Perfect. Good job. You will go ahead and do a circle down here. We'll take the crosser off the right knee. And same thought, knowing he'll be a little more spooky going towards the gate. Really keeping that upper body tall. 1, 2, and 1. Sitting up. trot all the way around, and then when you get on this far long side, we'll pick up the canter and take the pole line, doing a 5 the first time, which will be an add because it's set at a 60. Good, just really stretching up tall, staying even in your weight balance. Super soft. 1, 2, 1, and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good job. It was a little, he drifted a little to the right, but all of his steps were really even. You feel that? Good. So this time we'll pick up some more pace, and we're going to go down in the 4. You don't have to chase him, just let him come in and decide what you have. Great. Good. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good job. Awesome. You can go back to the walk. What did you feel in his difference from the 5 to the 4?
I was easy. It's safer than them, and the 4 worked out better with the fast one.
Yeah. I thought you did a really good job of coming out of the corner and establishing what you had. A lot of times riders will come to the first jump with not enough and then rush them out. So I think that as a rider and you yourself becoming a future trainer, you did a really good job of creating confidence in there, especially since today where he's a little more up in general. So we'll go ahead and try it the other way. And as we said with the cross rail, knowing that he might be a little more up because he's going to the end that he doesn't necessarily like. And we'll go doing the same thing, a 5 to a 4. And you did a fantastic job of really keeping your upper body tall and staying really even around him. Okay, you're thinking about a little smaller step. The 5 is super easy. Good job. 1, 2, 1, and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Perfect, Taylor. And then use this long side to really establish the step that you want, that he can easily go down the 4 in. Awesome. Maintaining through the corner. Sit up. 1, 2, 1, and 2. Good. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's okay. You did an awesome, awesome job of keeping him rhythmic through there. You can come down the trot. What did you feel that way, opposed to the other way?
I feel like it's a little more inclined to go forward towards the gate.
Absolutely. He was a lot more straight. Did you feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because before he was definitely on the closer to the wall side, on the far pole, and then this time coming over, he was very centered. And I don't know if you felt it in yourself, but you stayed super around him and just low in your points of contact, which is awesome for him because you're creating a super confident ride that he doesn't always get.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So when you're ready, we'll change direction and we will go down this line in a 5 the first time. And you did a really fantastic job over here. I want you to think of the same thing. And again, being a little more active and present in the corner down here, knowing that he has the possibility of acting. I want you to ride it like you would any time and just be prepared for the corner. You don't have to be defensive. Good job. 1, 2, 1, and 2. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's okay. So, no, it's fine. We'll keep coming around. We'll do the 5. He came in and surprised you with a little bigger step than we had expected. It was beautiful. So again, just come in with a more condensed step. You want the power and the impulsion behind, but just contain all that energy. Good. 1, 2, 1, 2. And 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Fantastic, Taylor. Good job. And use this side to move them up. The 4 should be really easy. Good job. And maintain. Good. Stretching up tall, your upper body. 1, 2, 1. Fantastic. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yay! Awesome. How'd that feel? It looked awesome. You were super straight. You stayed super balanced. I think it took the little mix-up that we had in the beginning to really think, what am I doing with my body and where am I at? Because he's an awesome kid, as we've seen, but a lot of times he gets lied to. And he goes for the launcher, and then he gets shoved at a fence. So you did a really fantastic job of saying what you mean and meaning what you say. You came in with the step you wanted, you maintained it, you asked him where you wanted to go. Awesome. Go. Okay, so in conclusion, we really want to wrap up the lesson and see where everyone is at with the things that we went over. So as a recap, we started out with our goals being that we wanted to be able to shorten and lengthen, and we wanted to create a step that allowed for both of those. We wanted to be super confident and give Wilson here a really confident and comprehensive ride altogether. And in doing that, we talked about checking off the boxes. We wanted to create a great pace that he could move forward and come back in. And we wanted to then question if things weren't going exactly the way we wanted to reflect on Taylor's position. And if she was super low in her points of contact, being really equal in her weight distribution, and if she was super elastic in her elbow and giving him the most confident ride that she could give him. Okay, Taylor, so what do you feel like you pulled from the entire lesson?
I feel like the pole exercise and the warm-up really helped to set up the line to make the line much easier and less complicated and just overall a more consistent ride.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you felt it. We didn't get to see the full warm-up before, but we were having a few issues with having issue of equal weight distribution and falling a little bit on the left side, which led to a problem of Wilson spooking and falling off. So we had to come back and kind of work through an issue that wasn't really our plan today. So since we didn't see that, the fact that we could get through all of these things with the confidence that we had was fantastic. Taylor was super confident through this line, which is the one we had an issue on, and I was a little worried that she might come through it a little defensive, but she rode it fantastic, sat up in the corner, and really allowed him to be confident through the corner. What did you feel from the warm-up to the lesson?
I felt like it got, more aware of where Wilson's body was compared to where my body was, and it just got more consistent and straight.
Yeah, absolutely. So as a whole, when thinking about what we can do to keep working on this in the future, Taylor can always think about as a reminder, what am I doing to maybe make him go left, go right? Can I get him to go forward? And what does my body do with that? So altogether, thank you for riding with me. Thank you, Wilson, for being a great boy.